Hello everybody, my name is McKenzie and I am a coach inspiring you to get out there and live your best life. Now this past week we've been talking about time, and in my opinion time is your most valuable asset because you can never get it back once it's gone. And we all have the same amount of time in a week. It's the great equalizer. We all have the same amount of time. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is how they utilize their time. On my last video, I talked about the 168 hours each of us has in the week and where we're spending it. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that video, feel free to go back and watch it. It's right here. But we're going to take this down because today we're going to talk about a new tool that I learned about that has actually had a huge impact in my life and is changing the way I do things, and I am so much more productive than I used to be, and I love it. So let's get rid of this. So the new tool that I discovered is called time blocking. What I used to do is a to-do list, and I can tell you right now, I can wallpaper an entire house with the to-do lists that I never finished. I would put huge lists and then maybe get through 2 or 3 of the tasks, and then there went the to-do list, adios, and I never saw it again. And then the next day or the next week or whenever I got to doing a to-do list again, I would do it. But to-do lists don't always work for everybody. They don't work for most people. Why? Because there's no set schedule or discipline behind the to-do list. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done, and there's no deadline. So this tool that I found, time blocking, is a much more effective way to utilize your time and helps you get laser focused in your time. Where I found this tool was when I read the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. It's a phenomenal book. If you haven't read it, I suggest that you read it. It really teaches you what is the one most important thing you can be doing in your life to get you to where you want to be. And I think it's very important that we all know that, because if we can get laser focused, our time is going to be used much more effectively. So let's talk a little bit about what time blocking does for you. So time blocking is about setting aside time to focus on whatever is most important to you in your life. And let me show you how it works. So I've set up a little bit of a schedule here so you can imagine it would have the hours on it along here. So let's take me and my husband's life as an example. Both of us work, but we are very clear that we want to build a life with more freedom. So we've been going through every day doing the same thing over and over again, and we're not getting closer to the life we want. So after I read this book, I said to him, what is it that we can do that's going to create the life of our dreams? What is our one thing? And we both know that we want a life of freedom where we can move about the country and do the things we want to do and not be tied down to a day-to-day job. We want to be what are now known as digital nomads. So we're working to build that life. But then what is our number one thing? What is the thing that is most important that we're doing? And that is creating videos. So now we are blocking off time and setting aside time to do that number one activity. So for example, we need to shoot videos, and we need to plan our videos, we need to edit our videos, and we need to get our videos posted. So there's those four major pieces to our getting the videos up. So always early in the week, I do some level of planning for our videos. So I will block off, let's say 2 hours of time in it, and I will put in there video plan. So I know on Monday from, let's say, 10 a.m. until noon, I'm going to focus my time on planning our video. And then we set aside always several hours on Tuesday to shoot our videos. So let's say from noon until 6 p.m., we're going to shoot video. So this means that from noon until 6, we are going to do nothing else but get our videos shot. So whatever we decided we're going to do, whatever activity, whatever is important for us that week is going to get done during those 6 hours of shooting the video. And then now I need to edit the videos, and the editing takes quite a long time. So let's say I need 2 4-hour blocks of time to do that. I might do that on Wednesday and on Thursday from 8 a.m. till noon. So edit, Okay? And then let's say Friday morning is when we want to post the videos. I might block off an hour of time to get the video posted. So this is time blocking. Now it might look different for you. Let's say you want to write a book and you have a day job, you work all the time, but you want to set aside time every week to write a book. If you think about it, if you could write a page a day for 365 days, you would have a 365-page book at the end of the year. Now that's a simplification, but the truth is if you got clear and got focused and spent 1 hour a day writing, you could probably get that done and created. So you may want to set aside, let's say every day after dinner, an hour to write. And set that aside, do it every day. Pretty soon it'll become habit and natural, and you'll do it every day. Maybe you're in sales, and your number one thing, because you want to create more sales, is to connect with contacts or meet new contacts. So you may have to block out 4 hours of your day to do that. You need to decide what your time blocking is going to look like and how much time you're focusing on each thing. For me specifically, I commit 60 hours a week to work, which means I'm going to focus my time for 60 hours every week to getting things accomplished towards me and my husband meeting our goal of freedom. So my week is totally time blocked the whole time. Now, here is how to use time blocking instead of a to-do list. So a lot of times what happens is I get to this time block of video plan, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to do during that time. So I might spend the first 10 minutes of my video planning time saying, what do I want to get accomplished during this 2-hour period? So maybe I want to do 30 minutes of research on what we want to make a video about. Maybe I need to make a phone call. We want to shoot on location somewhere. I might need to make phone calls to get permission to shoot on those locations. I would do all of that during this video plan time block. So I'm actually getting into my 2 hours, making a short to-do list of what I'm going to accomplish during those 2 hours, and I'm getting it done. So by the end of the 2 hours, I don't really have any items left to get accomplished. There might be some things that need to be done, but in general, it's all getting accomplished here. And then when I'm editing the videos, there's not really a to-do list, but there is a little bit. I might have to edit, let's say, 3 segments to a video. So I might edit the first segment in 3 hours, and then start editing the second segment, finish that in the middle of this day, and then finish editing the third segment at the end of this. So that's how time blocking works, and that's how you can use a to-do list within each of your time blocks. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you start using this system, you're going to get a lot more effective. Okay, so there's 2 rules, I believe, to time blocking. The first one is that you have to keep your date with yourself. So if you pull your schedule out at the beginning of the week and you set aside these 6 hours to shoot video, that's what you have to do during this 6 hours. You can't do anything else. Don't let time thieves come in and ask you to do things for them. You have to learn that very valuable word, no. But don't let people come in and interrupt you during that time. If you do have to let your time be interrupted, the second rule is that you must reschedule your time. So let's say somebody says, I need you Monday morning from 10 to noon. There's no other time I can do it. So you might cross this out, but you have to move these 2 hours to another time. So then I might now have to do my video planning on Tuesday morning before we shoot our video. So now I've blocked from 8 to 10 instead of 10 to noon on Monday. So those are your 2 rules, that you must keep your time block, and if you move your time block, it must be rescheduled. You can't just let that time go. So I want you to think about your week and how you can start using time blocking in your week, because I'm going to tell you it's going to change the way you run your life. Now, you might be asking me, how do I know what my number one thing is? Well, there's a couple of options. You can read the book, The One Thing, by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan, which I highly recommend. Or I'm going to be making a video. The next video I make will be about trying to discover what your number one thing is. So you can check back to that video, or you can read the book, or you could do both. Either way. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that it was helpful and will help you get more focused in your life and figure out what is most important to you. Again, my name is McKenzie and I am a coach inspiring you to get out there, get off the couch, and live your best life. Until next time, thank you.